Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Ho, 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 ho.
Okay, before we go any further, why don't you hit pause on this player right now? And while we have a good look at our voiceover character recipe generator, what I want you to do is remember and listen back to the voice you heard at the beginning of this video. That was me doing, I guess, an impersonation of Santa Claus. If you couldn't tell by the actual cartoon, it was Santa Claus. Maybe my voice gave it away. But nonetheless, take a look at our voiceover character recipe generator and all 6 of the ingredients needed to create any voice, whether it's an actual character or it's just a voiceover that you want to do for just a commercial or any type of voiceover project. Think about everything I did with that voice and try to see if you can find the ingredients, the specific recipe that I used to create that Santa Claus voice. And I will be back in just a second. You can just hit play again after you've figured out what that recipe is, and I'll tell you what I did to create that voice. So go ahead and hit pause now, and I'll be back in just a bit when you hit play again. Okay, I'm assuming that you had paused and maybe even went back and listened to the voice again to get a better feel of where it was coming from, and you actually put together a recipe of your own on how I probably put that Santa Claus voice together. But real quick, let's look at it. As far as pitch goes, obviously Santa Claus has a low voice. He's got a very low booming voice almost. As far as a pitch characteristic goes, Santa Claus has kind of an open, breathy, again, these are not specific. It's not like you only have 3 choices. Santa Claus has more of it's an open, almost hollow sound to the pitch. So I guess I would say breathy or hollow. As far as placement goes, the voice actually comes from the very top of the throat, back of the mouth almost. And that's where the actual voice is. The essence of the voice is coming from the bottom of the gut. I mean, it's coming with some force. When you hear those ho-hos, it's coming from the boom. You're getting some diaphragm, stomach pushing right up through the throat. Mouth work, really, what I do is to create that hollowness from the pitch characteristic that we were talking about before, where it's kind of a hollow, breathy characteristic. I can get that by pulling my tongue back as far as I can to really open up my mouth. So inside my mouth, there's no constrictions. There's nothing to get in the way of the air. So it creates a very hollow sound within my mouth. And I keep my lips not tight, but I keep them kind of closed so you get almost a muffled sound. If you notice when you listen to Santa Claus, he's not a real sharp speaker. He's actually kind of muffled, and there's a little softness to his voice. And I get that by pulling my tongue back and creating that airy, hollow sound actually inside my mouth. And obviously with tempo, Santa Claus is not a fast talker. He keeps it on the slow, natural side. But he does have kind of a melodic rhythm, from his ho-hos to his Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. It has kind of that good feel to it. So taking all of these 6 ingredients together, and let's see if we can create the voice again and recreate it. So we said it was low, it was somewhat breathy and hollow. Placement was in the throat and coming from the stomach. We pulled the tongue back, slow and melodic. Okay, here goes. Low, bring the voice down low. Make it breathy, so it's kind of hollow. We pull our tongue back to give our mouth some hollowness. It's coming from the stomach and the back of the throat. It's slow and it's melodic. So let's try pushing it straight from the stomach. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Ho, 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 ho. And that's the recipe for Santa Claus. How close did you get? It takes a little bit. And actually, you're trying to judge someone else's recipe or try to create someone else's recipe. It's a lot easier when you're doing your own voices. Give it a try. Just start jotting some stuff down and find some new voices of your own. Good luck with it. I'm Mike Mortensen, and I will see you on the other side.